Let me take you back to 2003. You just woke up on a Saturday. There's no school, there was no work, there was no worries. Back when I used to watch cartoons on TV all morning, there were actually some pretty great shows on. Dexter's Laboratory, Foster's Home, Grim Adventures, the Power Rangers series, Yin Yang Yo, SpongeBob SquarePants, Fairly Odd Parents. Oh, my childhood.
Let's see what's on nowadays.
I burn my taste buds!
Ew. Okay, it looks like we're going on the internet to find some good cartoons. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Heck, I used to watch this show a lot. This is one of my favorite TV shows when I was little.
The original Ninja Turtles cartoon series was made in 1987, released under the name Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in European countries due to controversy surrounding ninjas and nunchaku at the time. I wasn't actually around at the time to watch the original series, but I was in 2003, when the new series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was shown on TV. See, this for me was one of the best cartoons on Cartoon Network at the time. Each turtle had a distinct, interesting personality, and the rest of the characters were all believable and interesting as well, like April O'Neil and Casey Jones. The series was focused on the fighting and the action, and as the series went on, it added some mystical and futuristic themes.
Anyway, let's cut to the chase and start on the game. This one. It doesn't actually have the right cover, you see. It's meant to have the Battle Nexus box art, but instead my copy has the Mutant Melee box art. I seem to get this a lot from pre-owned copies. My friend got me the soundtrack to The Lion King, but here's what I was actually inside. Time to reclaim my childhood.
Once you start up your file, you're supposed to select your 4 characters. At first you only have the turtles to choose from, but progressing through the game you unlock other characters to replace them, like Splinter or Karai. You know, replaying this, I think the funniest thing is seeing the human characters running around with the turtles in sewage water. It's like, hey, we lost all self-respect on the surface, guess we better jump around with mutated animals in my own kind's waste. It's weird. So the story basically revolves around several episodes and story arcs from season 1 and 2 of the cartoon. Just looking at it now, I'm fairly certain the console version just uses clips from the show, which you could argue is kind of lazy, but when you consider both this game and the first one were released almost within a year of each other, it's kind of understandable. Alright, going into the first level here. You begin surrounded by a load of boxes for whatever reason, which serve as a decent tutorial for jumping and double jumping, at least if you like constant text prompts popping up every 5 seconds.
Just to make him mad.
But therein lies one of the small issues in Turtles 2 that does need addressing. You see, in the title screen, you can access the options, where you can configure the controls to the game. This is great, and I wish more console games could have interchangeable button inputs. However, what this creates is the fact that the text prompts will state the move you have to use to progress, rather than the button you have to press. I remember being confused by this when I was little, and to be honest, it's still a little confusing now, just figuring out the controls on your own. Ah! Enemies. Finally, time for some butt-kicking at. Did you see that? It looked like I was just blown backwards from an explosion or something, but it was just a generic enemy hitting me with a stick. Is there something wrong with the physics engine? What is this?
Let me give a little demonstration here. Here's what's happening now in-game. Oh, Jesus!
Basically, what I was able to figure out from this first instance of combat here was that if you're hit on the ground, it's fine and your character has a basic hit animation before you can move again. But if you get hit whilst jumping or in the air whatsoever, your turtle flies 30 feet in the opposite direction. And yes, you get the same result if you get caught in an actual explosion. It's the same when you hit your enemies as well. You can just launch each other across the room, whatever you do. In general, the combat isn't great. See, each turtle and character has a different special move which they can charge up. The problem with this is, there's no point to using these moves because practically every enemy can be killed by wailing on them with the weak attack anyway. The only other reason you would use these moves is when you want to blow up oil drums using Michelangelo's Fire Blast projectile. So to be honest, the whole combat system is quite clunky and doesn't really feel right. And then the enemies sometimes don't seem to notice you anyway. Look at this! I guess these guys just missed the notice. You know, the kill the turtles notice. The creators seem to have kept the original voice actors from the show, and it's pretty entertaining hearing the turtles speaking to you when you switch characters and interact with the level environment. It seems quite detailed in terms of unique quotes as well. But what's ridiculous is destroying a couple of boxes and hearing one of the turtles yell out, "Whoa! Come on, Donnie, I tried to coat with you some fruit, and as soon as you just light the apple open, you're like, oh god, why?" Eventually you'll reach the end of the first level after switching between turtles and learning their unique abilities, like Raphael's ability to move large boxes and Donatello's to remove laser barriers. After that, the second level's more of the same. Just sure, with a boss fight with Horn at the end. Mostly, you just launch each other across the room. Again.
With all these problems and me pointing out the issues surrounding this game's first level, you think I'm not really having a whole lot of fun playing this game again. And you know what? You'd be right. But hey, I played this far without throwing away my controller. Maybe it's just the nostalgia keeping me going. In fact, I think that's why I haven't incinerated this game already. Hey, I just remembered what makes this game a lot more fun. Multiplayer. Hey Chris, wanna play some Halo 4? Look, I know last time when I asked you, Dad, you ended up with seagulls ravaging you all over, but trust me on this one. Chris, speak to me, man. Hey, where'd you get that gun?
Hey there, thanks for watching my video all the way to the end. You're a nice and very patient person. Anyway, if you enjoyed this one, throw me a like or a comment. I'd really like to hear your feedback, because I'm planning on doing more videos like this in the future, so any improvements will be much appreciated. Unless, of course, you know, you're telling me how disgusting I am. Also, if you click on the links, you can go watch some of my Let's Plays on this channel, or on my collab channel, The Free Ezzers. You might find something mildly entertaining.